You are welcome to Posterity Academic Clinic. And today we'll be looking at distance and displacement. We'll be looking at the difference between the two and when is it applicable to say distance and when is it applicable to say displacement. So let's go straight to the business of the day. Distance. What is distance? You say distance is the gap between 2 points. I'll say that again. Distance can be defined as the gap between 2 points in space. We can also say distance is how far one point is from another point, how far a point is from another point, or how far 2 points is from each other in space. So when you are referring to distance, you are simply saying, oh, you pick 2 points and say, oh, this is how far this point is from this point, and simply that's what we call distance. And we do say it's a scalar quantity. Scalar in the sense that it only has a scale, it only has a magnitude. We can only know it has a particular value, a measurement of the gap, but it does not give us direction. Distance doesn't show direction, it only shows magnitude, that is the value of the gap, the value of that measurement. And we have several applications of distance. When we talk about your length is an example of a distance. Your breadth, your width, the height, the depth, the radius, the diameter, all of these are various examples of distance. Even perimeters and circumference, they are still under distance. And we have some applications. For instance, in sports, you see in a race, if it's 100-meter race, we are only saying 100 meters is the magnitude. And we are saying the gap between the starting point and the finishing line is 100 meters. That's why it's simply a distance. Be it 200 meters or 400 meters, they are all various expressions of distance. And it could even be in maybe pole vault, whereby we are using height to express our distance. It could be in long jump, whereby an athlete will run for some time, then lift in the air before landing in the sand. We always check how far can the athlete go from where is the athletes are meant to lead to where they are meant to land, how far. You see, all of these are various measurements and applications of distance. But when we are talking about displacement is a little bit more detailed than distance. Number one, displacement is the shortest distance traveled in a particular direction. The shortest possible distance covered in a given direction. That's simply what you call the displacement. Now, if you are talking about displacement, yes, it involves distance, but more than distance, it must be a particular type of distance, the shortest distance covered. And secondly, it must have a direction. And that's what makes a displacement comprehensive. Now, let's say you are living in a particular place whereby your house is just about 500 meters away from the junction of a particular area or a road. Of course, the name of a junction is where several roads meet. Now, you can't tell a friend that is coming to visit you and tell the person that when you get to this social junction, just trek 500 meters. Now, that kind of description of your house address will be vague, will be confusing. Such a friend will be confused. The proper thing or more detailed thing, the right thing to do is to say, when you get to this particular junction, trek 500 meters to the left or to the right or forward or backward. Now, it means that what you are giving your friend is more than distance. You're not giving your friend displacement because you are telling him or her to travel in a particular distance in a given direction. I think you should be able to differentiate between the two. So quickly,